Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code Ferdy at checkout for 5% off. What's going on, guys? Today we are back with another best budget cards at each position video, or budget beast, best budget cards, whatever you want to call the video. We're back with one of those today. First things first, a lot of you guys were asking for another one of these videos. It's been about 3 weeks, and I usually like to update it every 3 weeks, but this year has been very bad for budget. So there is going to be a lot of kind of overlapping between the last video and this video, which I don't like to do, but there are definitely a bunch of new names. Today's budget is about 75k to 100k, and under 75k, but I tried finding like 75k and cheaper. If I think a card's really worth it, I put them between that 100k range. And then there are a couple that are over 100k, but those are cards that I think are really good for their price, good bang for your buck, and are definitely worth that little extra coin. First things first, if you are new to the channel or a returning viewer, you might not even know it, but 63% of you guys who watch the videos are not subscribed. So most likely that is you right now. Head down there, hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and we'll be live tonight on Twitch, 8 p.m.-ish Eastern. And we are going to be rating teams for the first hour of the stream. Yes, rating teams for the first hour of the stream. If you guys, want to watch me live stream, but I'm not live, I do a bunch of stream highlight videos. I actually just posted a new one today over on my second channel, the Ferdy live channel. So definitely go check that out. But that's all. That's enough rambling. That's enough talking. Let's get into our budget card. And the first man up is one of those cards that I'm talking about where he's over 100k, but I really, really do like and value Doug Williams. He's able to get the God Stack, which is pretty much like Gunslinger, Hot Route Master, and you're gonna see right here, he's able to get, I believe I remember this setup correctly on Doug Williams. It's gonna be, he gets Safeties, Hot Route for 5, and then it's gonna be, which is Safeties, Hot Route, and then you're able to get, I believe, gift wrap for 1, so that puts you at 6 AP, which you don't need gift wrap if you don't feel like you need it. And then Gunslinger, with the best release in the game, with good speed, can be boosted. So Doug Williams, let me move the mic real quick, he's definitely one of those guys that I think is worth paying that little extra for, because you're able to get the God Stack with the best release in the game. And this card is pretty comparable to Bo. I've seen people comment that they actually like this card more than Bo because of the throw under pressure and things like that, but to each their own with their opinions, you know what I mean. But Doug Williams definitely worth that little extra if you're looking for a very good QB. Quarterback Andrew Luck, another guy with that traditional 4 release. Good speed, can roll out, good enough accuracy stats, over 90 and all the important ones. Even a good ball carry with 85 carry and with a good release for 55k. And he's able to get Gunslinger and Set Feet for 6 AP. No Hot Route Master. And I feel like right now, if you have maybe some apprentices for 0 or 1, you can kind of get away without running Hot Route Master. But to me, it's still a very good ability that can definitely win you games. Next up, Auto Graham, a little bit cheaper. The release is not as good with the Gen 2 release, but he does get 1 AP Gunslinger as a discount, and then Set Feet as well. But he's half the price of Luck, and I think you're paying that little extra for Luck. I think it's worth it because Luck has that better release. Next up, Mike Vick, running back. And we're done with the quarterbacks. On to the running backs now. Running back Mike Vick is good for someone that's throwing the ball to the running back out of the backfield. I will say, you may have to spend a little bit of extra AP to make this card really good, because he does get Yakum out of the backfield, which is actually very, very good. And if you were able to get the free Christian McCaffrey, he gets this as his lighted up X Factor, which is amazing. But, free cards, and I don't even think you can even get Christian McCaffrey anymore, just kind of how the field pass and seasons work and things like that. So Mike Vick's pretty good. But the next guy is easily the best buy, the best budget card of all time. And I will say that right now. The best budget card of all time is Peyton Hillis. Peyton Hillis, to me, is still a top 5 running back in the game. People don't understand what I mean when I say that. People are like, how could a 894 overall, hang with these 99 overalls? First things first, if you're looking at it strictly overall, you're playing Ultimate Team wrong. It means something to a certain extent, but it's not everything. Even team overall, things like that, it's not everything. So here are the reasons why Peyton Hillis is the best budget card of all time. First reason, 6'1", 240. The perfect weight where he's able to still get the good juke animation, and he's 6'1", so has that perfect juke animation where it's not too clunky, it's perfect, it's fast. Even without jukebox, he still moves at the level of the best running back in the game. He's the best build in the game. I'm telling you, if the next Peyton Hillis comes out and he gets another X Factor, he will run the game for the rest of the year because he has the best movement. I think Bo is that right now. Like, Bo's pretty much perfect besides his weight. Like, he's not as heavy as Hillis, but Hillis, man, even with 94 speed, still has good stats here, like a good COD, good juke move. It can kind of do it both, even a good pass catcher for a 94 overall. But it's the build, it's the height, it's the weight, it's how he moves, and it's the speed. The speed 94, still not bad, right? It's still not bad, but really what it is angry runs. His angry runs is so valuable because unlike Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry's ghost card, once it goes away, it's hard to come back. With Peyton Hillis, it comes back naturally by just giving him more carries. And the card still plays well without the angry runs. But with the angry runs and all that, it just gets really glitchy. I don't even think you really got to run anything else. You could really run this card for free, pretty much, right? It's free, right? For free, and he's still a top 5 back in the game, just based off his build, way he plays, and of course that X factor. So Peyton Hillis, easily the best budget card of all time, in my opinion, because he's still a top 5 card in the game at his position, which is very, very rare. Next up, Chris Johnson. It feels weird even putting another running back on here, but you don't want to go with the X factor. He's here. Great speed and jukebox. Again, the build, 5'11" is pretty good. You definitely feel good with the card, but it's the speed and the acceleration in that 1 AP jukebox that I like. Fullback, Reggie Gilliam. I believe he was the budget guy in the last video too, but I think he's only cheaper now, so he's even better for budget, pretty much. Next up, here's a guy who is over 100K, but can get 97 speed with lighted up X factors. Are his great? No, but they're still lighted up X factors on a budget card, which is very rare. Yeah, pretty good abilities. Deep out's nice. Route tech for 2. Like, again, on a budget card. No, I think it's worth paying a little extra for a guy who's 6'4" with 97 speed. I mean, sign me up. Another guy who's kind of close to that is Jameson Williams, who I consider putting on here. But Jameson Williams doesn't get any discounted abilities or any X factor, so that's why he's not in today's video. Randy Moss, about 100K, a little bit slower than MVS, but he does also play pretty good. And his abilities aren't great, so you can debate Randy, maybe not worth it. But to me, Randy cards always just play well, almost play majestically is the word I would use. Devin Hester's up next. Devin Hester, a very good return man, does get return man for free. Just toss it on him. Why not? Let it go. And for his X factors, he does get route technician, which I like. So yeah, this card also does play pretty good. 80K if you use the Yak 'em Up ability X factor. Wait, is it an ability? No, it's just an X factor, right? The Yak 'em Up X factor. Yeah, that Dion gets. That's what makes the card pretty solid. And I think it does cost you 3 AP. I'm pretty sure no, it's free on him. I'm thinking of Mike Vick. Yeah, it turns on, comes back, but it's pretty easy to make it come back. All you need is 3 10-yard receptions. So Dion, for his price, his stats might be a little bit outdated, but still the Yak 'em Up X factor is really, really good for RPOs and things like that. Marquise Hollywood Brown, 5'7", 97 speed for his price. I like it. Again, I don't like Jameson Williams for 110K, but I like Marquise Hollywood Brown for 70K, much different. Montez Sweat for 70K, good height, 6'6", 260, just having a good build, good after the catch. Charles Woodson, really, really good speed for a guy who's 66K as well, and he's a little bit taller than a guy like Marquez Valdez-Scantling. 55K, we got a 6'2", 95 speed Darius Hayward-Bay, who does get discounted abilities, which of course we're looking for on the budget cards. And our next 2 guys are Xavier Legette and Roma Dunze, both get all 32 team chems. Both have pretty good size. I like Legette a little bit more, but both cards are great options at wide receiver. At tight end, George Kittle, a guy that can do both things, run block and catch passes. Not the fastest, but 6'4", 250, 70K, tough to beat right there. Gronk, 60K. This man gets Vanguard. He's not the fastest, but he's a very good run blocker and also can definitely get the job done in the flats for sure. Like being able to pick up that little extra yardage you need to, convert that 3rd and short. Gronk's a great guy. Gronk's a great guy for that. A little tongue twister there, but yeah, Gronk's still great for 60K. He's an absolute steal. Brock Bowers, kind of more just a receiving threat, and again, all 32 team chems. It's really like these cards got really good value right now. These NFL Combine rookies, like 44K for 32 team chems with good physicals is amazing. Left tackle, we got Bruce Smith. Those who believe in speed or those who do not believe in speed, doesn't matter. Bruce Smith having over 90 in all the important stats. He's a 260, not a great weight, but really good speed, really good acceleration. And I do value speed on offensive linemen, and that's why I still like the Combine team so much, because not only do you get all of the glitchiest X factors in the game, you also are able to easily add plus 6 speed to your offensive line on all of them. It's insane. So Bruce Smith, stud. Christian Darrisaw, another left tackle. I don't think he should even really be on here. I think Bruce is a clear option, but Bruce is 108. So that's what I mean. Like, you're paying that little extra for that speed, where here you're paying 50K, or not 50K, 30K less for no speed pretty much. So that's kind of the trade-off. And then Charles Cross, sweet feet, good enough speed with under 90s in stats for only 30K for you. So you're definitely paying for what you're getting. And Ronnie Stanley, I like his build pretty much, but 16K is probably like the best option. Like over 90 pass block, close to 90 run block. That's pretty much what he is. Isaiah Samulio for a left guard here, 77K. We like that a lot. And then we have a new Steve Avila. Steve Avila got a re-up. The previous Steve Avila, there he is. But now we got a new one, and he's got 90 speed. 90 speed, over 90 in some stats, but not 90 run block or pass block. That's the only issue. But still, speed kills. Speed kills. Potentially 96 speed on a Combine team. He's crazy. Creed Humphrey at center. There for the stats, pretty much. Ryan Kelly. There for the stats, pretty much. Eric McCoy. Really, really top-end stats. Not a great pass blocker, and center is a position where you can definitely hide a lower overall card. So this guy having good lead block and run block is really, really, really nice, but it's not like his pass block I mean, it's not great, but you could hide him in there if you're running inside zones and things like that. You can definitely hide him in there, but he might get beat up by some Colossus guys. But who is not getting beat up by Colossus guys? Who's not getting beat up with them? That's the real question. Right guard, Kevin Zeitler. There you go. There for the stats, high stats. Larry Allen, very slow, but pretty good stats for 56K. And finally, the budget demon himself, Joe Tippmann, again here, good speed and over 90 run block and pass block. This card is has been one of the best value cards since the day he came out, in my opinion. He's a demon. Right tackle, we got Taylor Martin. This is how you say it. I always want to call him Morton, but it's Taylor Martin. Good run block, good pass block. A good weight, good height. Not fast, but he's still solid. Ryan Ramczyk, again, over 90s for 48K. And Spencer Brown, I also do like right there. I've mentioned him in a couple of these videos, but pretty good stats for a guy who's 16K. Going over to defense. Left end, we got Mata Beast. Of course, the main reason why he is so good is just because of the unstoppable force. For under 100K, it's glitchy. Good, perfect traits as well. 90-90, can stop the run. He's a demon. And really, a card that can kind of be on everyone's team. Even God Squads could use an unstoppable force out there. This card plays like he's a 400K card, but only going for 80K. Zadarius Smith, if you can't fit that X factor, Zadarius is also a good pass rusher. Very good traits, and I've heard great things about this card. Will Anderson as well. Traits are almost perfect. Not 90-90, but 93-89 with good speed, and all that stuff's kind of there. I used this card for a while. He does play very well. I played him more at like a defensive tackle position, but he definitely still play well. Left end, we got Jerzon Newton. Again, all 32 team chems. Good value for his price tag. Simple as that. Right end, again, good value for his price tag. We do have Chop Robinson. Also, right end, John Kaminsky. I don't like a lot of right ends in this game for budget. If I were you, I would probably put a left end over there, put a defensive tackle there. I don't like a lot of the right ends. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of them are not good value. There's not a lot of good ones in the game. At defensive tackle, this one is probably the most expensive card in today's video, but 120K for an unstoppable force, perfect trait, defensive tackle that you could probably run until the end of the year, pretty much. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to run this card till the end of the year. There's no reason why not. There's no reason. Like 1 AP unstoppable force with these stats and these traits is just perfect. Unless they come out with some like crazy. Oh wait, did I say Jalen Carter for the guy? No, I don't think I said Jalen Carter when I talked about Will Anderson, did I? But here's Jalen Carter. I feel like I said it. You already said Jalen Carter, but yeah, speed at defensive tackle. Wait, actually, I confused. That's what happened. I confused in my head Jalen Carter and Will Anderson. I used Jalen Carter. I didn't use Will Anderson. I used Jalen Carter at defensive tackle. That makes sense why he was playing defensive tackle in my head. But good run stop stats, pass rush traits are pretty solid. Good size, good speed, good acceleration. Acceleration is the main stat you look for on a defensive tackle, because that just, all you need is that short burst of speed to make that tackle. It's not about reaching that max speed, it's about getting there as fast as possible. And that's why, Aaron Donald's even on here. Aaron Donald's one of those guys that I would say, if you're looking for a budget right end, play him at right end, play him at left end. I don't care. He's a demon. Perfect traits, perfect stats, good enough speed, good acceleration, can stop the run, even on his 43,000 coin card. William Perry, good acceleration, good size, good pass rush. The Gravedigger card, good acceleration, decent pass rush, okay traits. But really, it's his size and in that acceleration that I love about this card, and I still do love. For 13K, it's so tough to beat. You can really run William Perry and Gilbert Brown for about 30K, and you'll be set up, man. You'll be set up. As simple as that. But next up, we have Terrell Suggs, not the UL, the legend. I still love this card too. 90-90, like mid-90s in both pass rush stats, good speed, good run stop stats, and perfect traits. I mean, sign me up. I don't even care what the abilities are. And the abilities are pretty decent too. They're pretty decent. And we got Harold Carmichael, still one of the best users in the game right now at 6'8". Just being able to pick off balls down the field 25 yards is insane. Right at the line of scrimmage, it's stupid. So 6'8", even though he's a little bit slower and can't really rush the passer that well, he still has good man stats and things like that. Not really the best. He's solid against the run, but he's not crazy. But it's the height that is crazy on this card for 58K. I'll take it. Take it all day. Also, Josh Allen's here. I prefer Harold Carmichael, but Josh Allen does move well, play well, and still a good, solid option as a 6'5" user, for sure. And of course, lurk artist on both the guys, things like that. That's what you're looking for. Simple as that. For our low-end budget at this position, we also have Terrell Suggs. Again, perfect traits, good speed. This one isn't 90-90, but he's 90-89. So if you can boost that in some way, the card will play much better for you. But perfect traits. Again, these like the legend budget cards, they keep the same traits. So like a budget, LT or like a collectible LT would probably play pretty good because his traits are perfect. And Terrell Suggs is simply no different. At middle linebacker, 80K, we got Ray Nitschke, the Wild Man. There he is. 94 speed, 93 acceleration. And of course, he does get reinforcement as well which if you don't know what that is, it basically gives you KOs all over the field and better ability to stop the run when it's lit up. And of course, to get a turn on, come back, turn on and come back, and turn on and come back. But lurk guard is good size, good speed, and a good X factor. This one I do like a lot. Chris Collinsworth, 6'5", 95 speed. And then, you know, can play man, can play zone. Pretty good tackling, like 95 hit power on a wide receiver is crazy. Unfortunately, for this card, no lurk guard. That's the unfortunate part. But as like a guy, maybe you're not using and putting a man coverage, he's able to do that for a budget team. I like Chris Collinsworth a lot. I really do. Next up, Jamin Davis. Good speed, good acceleration for a guy in his price range. But other than that, your socks are still on. They're not going anywhere. No discount abilities for Jamin. And for a pass rush, we got right outside linebacker Derek Thomas. This man, perfect traits. Again, that's what we're looking for here. 91 power moves, good speed, and pretty good against the run as well. We then have Keith Bullock, who's a pretty decent pass rusher. I think he does get perfect traits. Yes, he does, but he's really there for the coverage aspect as well, because he does get lurk artist and dual threat, which is kind of like unstoppable, or not unstoppable force, reinforcement, but instead of being good against the run, it's good in pass rush. That's the only real difference there. Also, Lawrence Taylor, again, even his low cards with perfect traits in 90-90, the card's going to play like a stud, and of course, he does get those discounted abilities. And again, a lower version of Derek Thomas in this price range is also still pretty good. And honestly, the difference between the campus hero Derek Thomas and this one is very, very marginal. It only just comes down to ability. Simple as that. Now we got our DBs. I like this position a lot. We have Ken Riley, the Rattler. 95 speed. He's more of a man-to-man guy, but can play zone if you need him to. But his X factor does have to do with man coverage. But pick artist, even in zone with that speed and the ability to, hit, I like that even for a zone coverage guy as a budget option. Rondé Barber, he's got good zone, good man, good speed, and for the abilities, he does get mid-zone, which I know is popular amongst the zone users, or pick artists if you want to play man. Steven Nelson is a man guy, I'll say that right now. But you can use pick artist on him, but I like the short route on him too. But 95 speed, 5'11", it's about 70K, not bad. Devin Hester, and of course, Devin Hester, Charles Tillman, Tariq Woolen have been in, I think, all these videos pretty much since they've dipped into budget, but they're just if you do that little core right there, you'll be chilling. And I don't hate maybe building like a budget ghost team. A budget ghost of future team might be able to feed families at this point of the year. Kind of get that extra speed boost. You have some kind of freak guys with decent abilities. It could shake. It could definitely shake. Maybe not a ghost going because you can't boost Brazil and Tariq. Maybe just zero chill. I don't know. Deron Bland's here. Not because he's like physically crazy, but he does get free pick artists, so that's why I like him for his price tag at 30K. Dion 30K as well. No special crazy ability, but he's Dion. His cards always play crazy. And this card was crazy because when he came out, there was no like discounted abilities really. He was kind of like one of the first to get it. Like those like special buckets or whatever that we see all over the place now. But before it wasn't like that. L'Jarius Sneed. And I swear, by the way, they said they weren't going to do that this year, and they've done it. I'm just saying that. I swear they said they weren't going to do, like, every card was going to get the same abilities. I swear that they said that, but we all know that's not the case now at this point in March. L'Jarius Sneed for 30K, great physicals, obviously, and over 90 man coverage. But if you have zone boost, it should be pretty easy to get him up over that 90 zone as well to make him play a little bit better. Xavier Howard, 16K, good speed, good size. That's really all I have for you there. 77K, Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker, I do like him better than Darnell Savage, but deep in is why I like this card. Deep in at safety is very valuable, and then you have good speed, good size, and can stop the run pretty decently. You know what I mean? He's good enough at tackling. Anton Winfield for a little bit cheaper, but you're paying for that little extra height right there. Same ability stack on Anton Winfield. And then Jack Tatum. Again, I like Jack Tatum maybe a little bit more than Winfield because you have that extra versatility between if you want to run deep in or deep out. It's up to you. But yeah, I think Malik's obviously the best. So you're paying for what you get at that position. Also, Brian Branch is pretty good. Only problem is no discounts, but physicals are pretty good. And he's definitely physically better than both these guys, but he doesn't get that cheap KO that Tatum or Winfield get. And now we got our strong safety. So Troy Polamalu, closer to 100K. But if you are rocking with a budget team and you're trying to, get a little chippy out there, reinforcement being an X factor or an ability is really good because it just stays on. The only problem with that is it's 3 AP on this card. So Polamalu plays great when it's on, but now that we have guys that get it for free or 1 AP reinforcement for like a majority of the game, I don't think it's really worth paying that 3 AP. But if you're trying to get scrappy out there on a budget team, trying to make a difference, this could be a play for you if you're having real trouble or problems on defense. Dante Whitner's an example of a guy who gets that for cheaper. Simple as that. Like he's able to get reinforcement. It's not on the whole game, but it is still 0 AP. And you can also go pick artist, reinforcement for 0 AP. This is also one of the best budget cards in the game right now. Dante Whitner. A little bit small, but with reinforcement and pick artist, Plays fine. Plays great. I like this card a lot. I really do. He's still pretty good. As like a user in the box safety, Ryan Neal, because of the mid zone or pick artist. There you go for Ryan Neal. 6'3", good enough size, can move pretty well. Man zone, all that stuff's there. So kind of like a box safety, I guess, is for him. Jordan Howden's an example of a card who doesn't get great abilities, but really good physically. Like 6 foot, 209 for a safety. Tackle pretty well. Speed and acceleration is all there. Maybe not right now for his price. He's super worth it. But if you're looking for a guy who can just be a good card with minus the abilities or the X factors, so you have no more AP room, Jordan Howden can definitely be that guy. And acceleration at 99 is really, really good for like a box user kind of guy. Now over the top, Julius Pepper still balls. He still balls. 6'7". With that weight, this ability to stop the run, even a good finesse move, very good against the run, good size, good speed. Only problem is the acceleration, but he doesn't get deep in zone, which is great. Deep in zone's great. Or you can still use him too and run him with lurk artists. Doesn't matter. Still a pretty good value card. For just 50K, that's a great card. And we then have Ifeatu Melifonwu, who is also a demon for his price, 15K, 16K. 93 speed. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So some pretty good cards, some pretty good stats here too. 6'3", all that good stuff. We also have Nick Cross, just kind of there for the physicals, pretty much 6'94" speed, and then Keanu Neal, 6'93" speed for just 6,000 coins. So that is today's best budget cards at each position. Hopefully I added enough to this video compared to the last one. I think there is a bunch of new names on here. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, hit that like button if you made it to the end. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button. Again, I'll be live tonight on Twitch, rating teams live 8 p.m.-ish. So I better see you there. And as always, I will see you boys in the next